How's it going, everybody? This is Kinema, and we are back with another video. A new video. This time about this. So, I wanted to go ahead and do a particular video on this phone. I actually talked about a couple of things about this. So, for the starters, I've never done a hardware tech review video. So, leave a comment. Let me know how I did. So basically, I wanted to talk a little bit about this particular phone just because it is fairly new. I've had this a little over a month. It did come out the end of October. So really, I gave about November the time frame of testing it out, seeing how it works, and just, find out how well a phone it actually was before just doing a review video. I know there's a lot of people out there that got the phone, gave it one weekend, did the review and said if it was good or crap, and I don't want to be like that. A month was probably a little excessive. I knew I loved the phone pretty much, within after a couple of days, but there are some things I learned that I liked about it and everything, more in detail. And I'm not going to actually try to compare this to too many other phones, but I do have some comments and references on other phones on why I think these phones is kind of where it needs to be, besides fingerprints. So, for starters, this is the Nexus 6P. They came out with the Nexus 5X and the 6P around the same time frame. One was a 5-inch. It was actually like 4.9, 4 point something. And then this one was 5.7. So not quite 6 inches, but it is the Nexus 6P. So what's new about this phone is it does have the fingerprint reader on the back. A lot of phones actually put them on the front. The phones that actually have it so far, like the Samsung and iPhones. So it is very nice to unlock just by putting your finger right on the fingerprint reader. And it's pretty quick, pretty responsive. So really like that feature about it. My daughter, especially, which you may be hearing her in the background possibly. So the phone it's got a nice, it's fairly thin, a nice aluminum, like brushed aluminum type back on it. So it is a metal phone. No, I'm not doing the whole bend test that people do on these phones. It is a thin device. I mean, with enough force on it, you're going to bend and break something. But I'm not going to spend $550 something dollars. I forget how much this one was, just to turn around and bend it and break it. It does have the camera. It is interesting how they did the whole back up there. It kind of added a little bit to, so you can see it. I don't know. Added a little bit of thickness there at the front, but it really hasn't been an issue. Camera is a 12 megapixel camera. It is very nice from the pictures I've actually taken with it. One of the things they did with this particular hardware and with Marshmallow is in the front, actually front facing camera right up there is 8 megapixel, which you usually don't find 8 megapixel cameras on the front. It actually, in low light situations, it still takes very good pictures. It's the camera app. If the only thing that I have found sometimes having a problem with is depending on if it focuses, and you can see my green screen pushed off to the side back there. Sometimes when it goes to focus, you can hit the camera button. Sometimes it takes a picture right away. Other times, which it probably doesn't need to focus, it spends a little time focusing. And while it does that, the button is kind of grayed out here, so you can't actually tap on it. So I've seen in other people's reviews where they've talked about, lag with the camera. No, it just seems like if you move it around a lot or you're trying to take a picture of something in motion, sometimes the focus, there's a little bit of a delay there, but then once it's there, you can tap the picture. You can tap as many times as you want. And it just constantly takes photos. You can see all the nice curtain pictures. So that's what the thing with the camera. It does. Another nice feature that they did was before you had to kind of go into a menu, you kind of had to pull over, type in or go to select camera or camcorder depending on what you want. This time you just slide, you know, it's back in the camcorder mode. Let's put it back on that. So just get back on camcorder mode, go back, and you're at picture mode, you know, camcorder mode. So very easy to do if you need to take a quick video or a quick picture, to switch back and forth between the two. I really like that. A little bit different. You no longer drag out, get a menu option, select the menu, then, you know, kind of then tap on the screen for the menu to go away, like you had to do in the old one. So a little bit different. So as far as any other issues with this, I haven't really found any. I noticed some delays when I'm hitting the space bar. That may be related to some of the apps that I'm using. I mainly use this for texting and Clash of Clans. And Boom Beach. I play that, but I don't have that on my channel that much. So if you're familiar with my channel and my other videos, or a big fan of Clash of Clans, check those out. But that's really all I use my phone for. But for hardware, it's pretty solid, pretty nice design. With it being the 5.11 inch screen, you know, 6-inch device, it fits pretty well in my pocket. I don't really have to take it out too much, because I actually do have, I don't have it on now, but I do have an LG G Watch, and that does help with getting text messages and different things. So that way this can kind of just stay put up. So it actually feels pretty nice in my pocket. I don't feel like I'm going to bend it. All those bend testers out there that, yeah. So I think that may be the second time I referenced that. I don't know. But it works extremely well. That's all I gotta say. I know I keep saying that. It does have the Marshmallow operating OS on it, Android. And one thing, I think the thing that kind of gives a lot of the Android phones a bad name is, as Samsung does it, they put their TouchWiz skid over it. A lot of people manipulate Android. A lot of people don't realize that, yay, this Samsung phone may look like this, but it's actually running something that changes the look, runs extra stuff in the background, slows down the phone. This has the pure Android experience and Marshmallow. So they've done a lot to improve the battery life. They've done a lot to improve the overall quality of the phone. And I think this Nexus device is one of the ones that I would probably recommend to people if they were going to get into something. They wanted the Android phone or Android apps, but they wanted to get away from, you know, some of the extra crapware, bloatware, whatever people want to call it, that people put on some of the phones. HTC does it, Motorola does it. They've kind of gotten away from it a little bit. Samsung still does it a lot, and that just slows down the phone and hurts battery life and other stuff. But it doesn't have it on this. I mean, you're looking at, I'm sitting at 68%. I've watched videos on this. I've used it pretty heavily. Almost every day I come home with 50 to 60%. So over half battery life. And if it's just sitting there, you know, if the screen's off and it's just not doing anything, it's sitting on the desk, it rarely uses any battery. So very nice. And that's more with the OS side, not really with the hardware. Another thing I wanted to talk about a little bit in this video is if you're watching this video or you know to search for the Nexus P, you've probably, you know, heard about it for different reasons, or you may have seen the Google announcement that they did back in October. Well, one of the things they also announced was a special thing called Project Fi. Now, if you see from the top of this, if I clear all my notifications, get all those Clash of Clans messages away. It says, and it's not going to focus, the Fi network. So as soon as I got this phone, I ended up signing up for it. It was a pretty good deal. $20 for unlimited text calling, all that, and then $10 per every gig of data. Now, I rarely use any data at all because I have Wi-Fi here at in my home, and I also have Wi-Fi at the office. So the only time I actually use any type of mobile data is you know, going to and from the work, and that's mainly because I listen to Google Play services. So for the month, and you can't read the stuff there, I I've only used a little over a gig of data. So basically for $10, so you pick a plan, go ahead. I picked a 3 gig plan. So my base cost would be about $50 a month. Now anything that you don't use, since I've only used 1.13 gigs of data, I'm going to get refunded for, 15 to 20, maybe, 15 to 20 bucks depending on the overall usage. So very nice phone plan for that. And the nice thing about it is it's off Sprint and T-Mobile's network. It's not just one carrier, it's off 2. So I was paying double the price for just Sprint, so now I'm getting double the carriers for half the price. So pretty easy. But one thing I thought was interesting with that, and the reason why I bring up the whole phone, doing it now, and I'm also talking about Project Fi, is this was surprising. So I get this. You can't read it. Across there, it does say, you can't read. Stupid lights. It does say Google. So we got this box and got a phone call, and it's like, why did you order from Google? And I was like, I didn't order anything else. I promise. Not spending the money. So you open it up. Project Fi. There's the nice little Project Fi F. And I was like, she's like, did you order a special kit? So we opened it up. It comes with a charger, a long charger, actually. Now this is USB-C. It's the connection on the phone. It's new USB. The nice thing about this connection is you can put it, there's not a correct or incorrect way to connect it. It basically goes both ways. You can flip it over. So very easy, especially trying to find it in the dark. And it's got your standard USB. So this would not do the fast charging. They like using USB-C to USB-C for the fast charging, which it does take a little over an hour. I think it's pretty quick for my phone to actually charge. So then we get this. Now I know I love Minecraft, but I haven't played with a Lego set in a very long time. It just happens to have all of the Project Fi colors, Google Fi colors. And I'm like, Legos and instructions on how to build it. So, as a kind of a happy holidays, thanks for being a Project Fi member, they give you a cell phone holder or a cable connection box with instructions on how to make both. So I thought that was actually pretty hilarious and nice to do. They're providing a service that's saving me money. I get something little gift in return. So not much, but I felt it was definitely worth mentioning in this video because I'm gonna go play with some Legos. Yeah. So, but it's gonna kind of finish up my review of the phone. Kind of got into side overcast, but the I don't know, Project Fi has definitely been paid off. I haven't found an area yet, except for one little rural area where we were passing through. I ended up losing service, so it's probably not probably faster if you have like AT&T and stuff, but for Sprint and T-Mobile teaming up, it was definitely worth, in my case, the 30 to maybe 40 bucks with all the taxes and stuff a month. So definitely worth it. As far as the phone, loving it. Hopefully, if y'all are out there for a new phone, I'd highly recommend looking at the Nexus series. Base Android is awesome. Very fast, great battery life, and it is just a nice, great phone to have. The 5X also does have this on the back as well. Very little stats, I guess, or hardware changes, except for the fact that it's a smaller screen. But it still works very well. My wife has it and loves it too. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed this particular new video format for me. This has been Kenema, and I'll talk to you later.